canceled. Hold up. Is this working? Yes, it's working. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. This game is going to consist of a lot of beeping. I apologize sincerely. Um. Hmm. Is it pronounced GIF or GIF? I don't know. Go with Ebe. Go like that. Winner takes all. Options. Music. I'm gonna turn the sound down extremely. Oh, did I just turn it off? No. Okay, cool. Start race. I I just told it to turn the sound down. Did I not confirm it? You guys want me to play in first person or third person? Probably third person. You really see the shit. I'm so used to playing in first person, but cinematically speaking, you get to see a lot more of the engines moving and all that such when I'm the micromanagement of my vehicle. Duel on Mustafar, Rogue One opening scene, Anakin and Ahsoka's first meeting with the Droid Cousin. Ooh. Shit. One of... It's so hard for me to think about my top 3 moments. One of them is gonna have to be Battle of the Heroes, Vader's Redemption, Ahsoka and Maul fight, Siege of Mandalore. Yes! Oh yeah, Rogue One was so poetically tragic, and Andor just amplified the effect of that movie. Alright, so instead of it being considered the most favorable, it's the most touching moment. Oh, what? You're missing out, man. Gorman plot could be up there too. Yeah, especially how the Gorman plot was very heavily based off of. Oh, what time was it? Yeah, the Revolution, with someone shooting or firing a shot and killing a person in a protest, and then them all just going to war in the start of the Revolution. Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 8 to 12. It's high key, my favorite thing in Star Wars. 8 through 12. That is Ahsoka and Rex during Order 66. The American Revolution, yeah. I'm gonna let you guys know I'm a little intoxicated, so bear with me. I'm trying to do this. Let's get my pit droids.
Oh, you want my Petroid, huh? Fix your pod racer, Oscar!
I'm so sorry if that beeping is getting annoying. It will be dealt with here soon when I get my better parts. Honestly, one of my favorite parts in Star Wars is the moments between Garza Borelios and oh shit, what's his name? I already forgot his name. Hold on. Callus, Agent Callus. When they get stranded on the snow planet and they end up having to work together to assist each other, and it convinces Callus to change his mind and join the rebels. That shit, I don't know why, but it resonates with me. It is very good storytelling. Because you see them both as humans, you know, you see them as real people, you see them as like both sides of the war, both affected by this conflict, and they come to a resolution in that moment, though Callus doesn't know it yet, and it's like, oof. I almost lost that race. I don't know how I didn't. Oh, because I lapped him, dumbass. The Fulcrum Trinity, exactly.
Welcome to Watto's
Now
shop.
I need my
Take a
cooling to
look
be
around.
enhanced.
I
Shit,
got
that's not enough.
everything you need, huh?
I don't want to increase my top speed. Turning, maybe traction. Turning could be better. Turning could be better. And top speed. There we go.
Deal.
The music should be off. I don't understand why. Oh shit. Why it keeps playing music at the beginning. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? No, but there was a mobile game where it was like your army is on the left side and the army is on the right side, and you can like deploy like a specific amount of troops. Like I'm gonna deploy an ATSD here. I'm gonna deploy kind of like a Clash of Clan or Battle Royale, Clash Royale kind of game. I fucking loved the shit out of it, but they canceled it. They they shut down the servers. But it was so good because like you could micromanage your little army and it was good. Hold on. It wasn't Star Wars Hunters. I think it was called Star Wars Commander. No, not Star Wars Commander. Star Wars Commander was like a Clash of Clans thing. What was it called? Like it was come on, Star Wars. Not Force Arena. Not Hunters, Commander. Was it Rise to Power? I don't think it was Rise to Power. No, Rise to Power is the RTS. I'm looking into it. Hold on. Not Force Arena. It wasn't Uprising. Absolutely. My favorite scene, the two scenes that impacted me the most in Rogue One was when the first Death Star test on the Jeddah city, just seeing the rubble, seeing the land literally turn into an ocean of debris and destruction, and then the fadeaway of all of the debris flying off into space because the impact hit. And then the second one was when Andor actively gets consumed by the second test. Consumed by the second destruction or second test of the Death Star. You know, when they fire it into the ocean, and him and what's her face, I don't even remember her name. No, this wasn't season 2. This was Rogue One. When Andor is looking directly into the explosion, and what's her face is hiding from it, like. Yeah, on the beach. Shit, I shouldn't have done that. There we go. Marvel vs. Capcom?
It's a new lap record.
It's a new lap record. I say that shit on a daily basis. I think the only mobile game I really play right now is Polytopia. Polytopia is a pretty good one. It's all about like it's a turn-based strategy game where you conquer your own little towns and expand out, upgrade them. Polytopia is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I tell myself the next person that I decide to date has to be a Star Wars fan. You know, if Disney really wanted to make some money, you know what they could do? They could open up an 18 or a 21 plus bar that is just the Cantina bar. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Reverie is they got to be a fan of it. Someone who's not going to immediately get disinterested in it, but will actually sit down and like watch it. I also agree with that. Showing them the first time. Okay, okay. If you were to show somebody Star Wars from the very first time, how would you start it? Would you do it in release order, 4, 5, 6, where I feel like Star Wars is truly meant to be watched, or would you start it at the very beginning at 1, 2, 3? Release order. Yes. And we can all agree, not the Christmas special, right? And never the sequels. I can respect that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 without the sequels is acceptable. Okay, but do you guys know? I don't know if you guys have read the comics, but there is a YouTube channel called Star Wars Audiobooks where they go in, or sorry, Star Wars Audio Comics, where they go in and they animate and like voice act a lot of the comics that have come out, like Jango Fett and Darth Vader. Bro, after this, I recommend you guys, highly recommend you guys go in and check out Star Wars Audio Comics. For someone who works a lot, the Star Wars Audio Comics channel is a blessing because there's like 118 chronological order videos that are all like animated and voice acted, and oh, it's just look up Star Wars Audio Comics here on YouTube. Shout out, right there. Yeah, yeah, something like that. I only got what 92 subscribers, and this guy's probably got like 15,000 at least. 80,000. Yeah, yeah. They're really good, man. They have a playlist with all of the comics chronologically ordered, so you can go in and just put it on and you know do some shopping or some cleaning or go to work and listen to them or yep. The new mall show? Oh, dude, I cannot wait. Like, have you all checked out Tales of the Underworld yet? Where Cad Bane's story comes through, like where it first started, or even like what oh shoot, what's her name? Ventress, what Ventress is up to between the events of Clone Wars and Bad Batch? Bro, Underworld, oof. I watched the entire Tales of the Underworld while I got my new Star Wars tattoo. And Tales of the Empire was I give it 5 out of 10. I get what its purpose was to tell more on a character that already feels very obsolete in um, Ahsoka. Obsolete, obsolete. Language is hard. Yes, I feel that. That would have been amazing. Because you already know that he had rage towards her for framing his Padawan and him and her leaving. It would have been much more poetic if he was the one to have ended up ending her because the fact of Ahsoka leaving him. Because in Rebels he's all, "Why did you abandon me? Why did you leave me?" Oh yeah, absolutely. My favorite thing about it is when people debate on if there's actually like wind in space, and the scenes in which you see him in space, he has to use the force for his cape to actually move to make it look like it's flowing. So he's just even when I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, if I ever play Darth Vader, I have to slow walk. I have to fucking walk everywhere. It's just a power trip, bro. Like, you ever see a Vader who pulls out his lightsaber and he's just running around trying to swing, like, be super quick like a Yoda? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. They die quickly, or they're just moving around all that shit. They just look like a big blur. It's like, no, dude. A slow walking Vader walks up, force chokes you, walks slowly forward to you. Ah, dude. Oof. The depressurizing of the airlock and the ship pulls away. Yeah, that's also, yeah, I can see it. I hope with Ahsoka they touch more on the fact that the sister in the Isle of Mortis fucking pretty much gave her life so that Ahsoka could exist. That they should touch more on that. Like, she's got her little bird that helps her and helps Ezra Bridger get to the world between worlds where she can, or where he can pull her out of the portal and all that stuff. But they need to like really touch on the fact that she has been granted life from the light side of the Force. Like, that's one of the most important things about her that people just oversee because a lot of people have never seen that episode. They need to bring it up again. What am I doing? There we go. Winner takes all, buy parts.
Back again, huh?
I need to get my cooling enhanced, but
Ooh.
this one does not have cooling yet. Top speed, acceleration, turning, all of this stuff. I don't want to increase my
No
top speed
money,
without
no parts, no deal.
cooling.
No, this
No, I
part
might
no
increase my
good
top
for
speed
you,
now.
huh?
Fuck it. That's loud. Okay. We talked about the most important or the most memorable moments. But what was your least favorite moments, excluding the sequels? Because those are already null and void. Fuck those. Least favorite moments where characters were just fucking retarded and it's like, bro, why? Rose. Yep. The Sith dagger that immediately. Okay, Jar Jar. Yep. Personally, I feel like Jar Jar didn't deserve as much hate, but then he goes and, gives the emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine and, starting the Clone Wars and all that shit. Well, yeah. So, I don't hate Jar Jar for who he was, but I hate Jar Jar for what he did, you know? Oh yeah, the Ewoks were adorable. No! That was my first death in the races. Damn it. Wait. Kit Fisto. That's right. Who was the one in Order 66 who gets killed by his two commanders and they were flying? We're just expendable. We're just clone troopers. We're just expendable. Not to me. The sand dialogue from the yep. Plo Koon. Yes. I love that guy. Plo Koon was fucking awesome. He didn't deserve to go out the way that he did. Yeah, watching the Clone Wars animated series really changes the perspective on Order 66. Like, if you watch the third movie as a sequential thing and you just see these characters and all you've seen them as, like, side, like, characters and all that shit, it's like, oh, they just all got gunned down. Okay, well, let's continue the main story. But if you've watched the Clone Wars and really studied the relationship between the clones and the Jedi and everything they went through and what they meant and their names, and it's just, how could they, man? The 2003 Clone Wars. I was born in 2001, so I never actually got the opportunity to watch that. Those clones weren't even Wolfpack clones either. No, they weren't. Wait, are they? Are they seriously on Disney Plus? No way. The only the only thing that I know of that show is when um General Grievous is running down the elevator and the dude just silently the clone silently just grabs his fucking RPG, loads it up and shoots it out the window like disregarding. Oof. And can we also talk about how much of a little bitch fucking Grievous is compared to that show? Like, okay, hold up. Imagine a show, or even like a mini series, whatever you want to call it, that all focuses on the creation of General Grievous, from before he was cybernetic, before he was a part of the Separatists, like from beginning to end, like the sheer scale of who he could have been and what he was. That was my second death. Like how he come to be trained by Count Dooku and like no, because a lot of if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the Clone Wars movie directly ripped dialogue from that show. Exactly, a rated R Grievous show slash movie. The sheer terror of him hunting, like him becoming Grievous, him being a part of a general as his people, him getting tricked, him being trained by Count Dooku, him going and actively collecting all of his lightsabers. I think he's like 23 lightsabers or some shit. Like the sheer horror of being hunted by such a creature. Oof. That would make me happy. Or the life cycle of Jango Fett, bro. Like before he gets hired to be the clones, like him getting saved by the Mandalorians, him fighting in the Mandalorian Wars as one of the peoples. Like give us more of an understanding of who all of the different clans of Mandalore are and were, and what they meant, and who they served with, and the battles that they've gone through. Like the clones before the clones were clones. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is that Disney is missing out on so many opportunities, so many potentials, so many ways of expanding the genre of sci-fi. Like it could be sci-fi horror, or it could be sci-fi romance, or it could be like an adventure series. Skeleton Crew was okay. The only reason why I say it was okay was because the Book of Boba Fett is interesting. Book of Boba Fett could have been handled better, but for what it is good. Like, I'm not going to deny that there's flaws, but I'm also not going to deny that there was a shit ton of potential. Like, the music, the soundtrack, my alarm that I use to wake up for work every day is the Boba Fett theme song. Because everything before him becoming the daimyo of Tatooine is good. Him rolling with the Tusken Raiders, him surviving, him meeting what's her face. Oh come on, what's her name? Krennic, Fennec. Music was great. Him being with the Tuskens, him. It was really showing a differential in his character, and that I feel like was very important. Like he was learning something. He was becoming a different person. He really started paying attention to the fact like his actions had consequences, and that family aspect that has always been embedded in him. Yes, I agree. Like everything else after that, like he's like, oh, I'm gonna take power and become a leader of Tatooine. It was very. I'm not gonna say that he shouldn't have done it, but I feel like it was very rushed, very uncalled for. That he just immediately went and did that shit. Like you would have expected him to go and like exactly go on a revenge trip first, bloodlust mode, get his shit back, fucking like deal with the crime syndicates before he actually was like, I'm taking over this bitch, and then hiring a gang of street rats who drive into combat with their tiny little speeder bikes, immediately get shot down and have to immediately go for cover and get injured, and yeah. And yes, exactly, bringing Bosk back into it. Because you also have to remember Bosk and um, Cad Bane. Cad Bane is fucking cool. Bosk and Cad Bane and all of them, all the bounty IG unit, IG-11, and I think all of them have at least at once served with each other before, regardless if it was like friendship or if it was exactly like Bosk. Bosk wasn't even just a friend; he was a mentor to Boba Fett. You know, and Cad Bane was like a good partner that they had. Like, oof, exactly. It was his rival. They've gone on adventures before, and we got to see more of that. And Carsantin was awesome. A Wookiee on the other side of things, where it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be a rebel because you suppressed me from my people and you enslaved me and everything. He was a gladiator, bro. He did it for the fucking glory. Like Zuckuss and Forlom, Dengar. Well, with a quick Google trip, male working as a bounty hunter prior. And that's what I'm saying is we need to see a lot more bounty hunters. We need a show that more focuses on the bounty hunter types. Right. They were like there for dramatic effect, but they really never touched up on who they were. Like we've learned that like Bosk was a Trandoshan who enslaved other races and hunted them for sport. Like that makes complete sense. IG-11 was an ex-separatist unit that was reprogrammed and went on his own free will and became a bounty hunter for him to survive and repair himself and all that shit. Greedo, Han shot first.
Change your mind?
Oh, dude, I agree.
You want that one, huh?
You're not you're not spamming. It's called a conversation. I always find it so difficult to pass by that laser. It's annoying. I think the best thing that came out of um, Star Wars Outlaws was the gambling. Oh, and the assassin droid with the fucking trench coat. That dude was absolutely badass. He single-handedly carried most of that game. Yeah, bro, actually being able to play Sabak and all that stuff was amazing. Gambling, Star Wars, and assassin droid with a big sword who was ex-separatist. Peak. Fuck. Okay, how do you feel about the actor that they chose for Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka? Cara Dune and getting her fired? Oh yeah, dude. Oh, okay. What's her name? What was the one who did the Snow White shit? Rachel Ziegler, or whatever the fuck her name is. It, one, Gina Carano, good actress. Two, she was an actual MMA fighter. So a lot of her stunts and all that stuff was not necessarily choreographed as much as it's something that was completely natural to her. So it looked like she was in her natural element. Three, it's a female who was very adamant about getting her character correct in Star Wars, which is like she wasn't like a girl boss where everything was given to her. It was tragic backstory. She had a lot of good character development. Yes, she was a bit of a stagnant character, but that's because a lot of her growth and everything had already occurred, which means she was somebody that they could have gone back into detail and feature like backstories of that character, the things that she did, the battles that she was through, the ex-imperial aspect, the ex-rebel aspect, because she decided to leave the war for both. What had happened that led her to that point? There is so much to ask about that character, who she is, who she was. Her armor design was fucking amazing. Her humor, all of it. Okay, that's just the character aspect. Now, when it comes to the actress, what they decided to do was fire her for saying some unhinged shit about some socio-political bullshit that had nothing to do with her performance or her portrayal of her character at all. Exactly. The political ideals is what is so fucking annoying because they politicize the shit out of Star Wars, which there's no point in doing because a lot of the things that Star Wars touches on, enslavement, genocide, all of this stuff, okay? Executions, torture, all of these things, racism, sexism, um, all that stuff is touched in the story itself. You don't have to sit here and try to politicize Star Wars and try to spread a message when the message is in the theme of a lot of the events that take place in the show itself. It's a means of teaching people not to do some dumb shit, but instead they wanted to politicize the fuck out of the show and ended up firing her and pushing this girl boss narrative and ooh, racism is bad, blah blah blah. Like, we know racism is bad. Okay, here's how it's fucking bad. All right, the genocide of the Geonosians, or exactly. Like, I have nothing against the Mandalore character, the Mandalorian he played, um, but it it's very frustrating when the actors and actresses decided that they think they need to get all political about it, and with little to no consequence. That very hypocritical, very hypocritical. Yes, it's the thing that's most frustrating is that Rachel Ziegler went out and talked shit about male strong points. She talked about history and like the mentality that males had back in what the 1930s is when Snow White came out. She actively dissed on the thing that she was a part of. Oh, if I have to wear a dress for 12 hours a day, blah blah blah. Just she talked so much shit about the movie she was in, the character that she was portraying, the people that it adhered to in a time period that she wasn't even born in, go on around and talk shit about the movie in multiple, I think it was multiple countries. Like she went around all these things. The point being, it was very fucking hypocritical and biased. And the fact that she lost Disney like 300 million fucking dollars and ended up, I think it was 300. It was a 100 or 300. Because it's one thing to fuck around with Star Wars, but it's a complete other thing when you fuck around with the literal starting point of Disney in itself. Snow White was like their magnum opus of that time period. You know what I mean? And for her to get little to no consequence to her actions, to the things that she said, to the fans that she beat down and tried to make feel guilty, and the shit that she talked on what was American culture back in 1930s. It's like, how the fuck does Gina Carano get fired when she's such a good fucking actress? When she did all of the things, when she was loyal to what she was, when she listened to what the fans had to say, she played her role with such passion, and you could see the passion that she had when she played the role. Like, it takes me off. It takes me off. They want to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but disinclude people who want to be diverse in the name of equity, and it's like you can't do that. Exactly. The potential that they ruined. Like, I'm convinced that Disney or the people at Disney don't want money anymore. Like, ooh, what you drawing? I'm a wee bit of an artist myself, so I take heavy interest in what you're about to say. Black Rock and Oprah. Yeah, yeah. The corporate schemage. I personally feel like I'm not gonna diss on like video game and movie culture, but I am gonna diss on the fact that it became way too much about corporate and much less about storytelling. Nice. How's that going? Are you struggling on the hands, or did you hide the hands behind the back or anything? Hands are fucking difficult to draw. That was my 5th death. Right. Right, you can... The shoes were destroying you? Like, don't get me wrong, seeing a lot of live-action movies, like live-action Lilo and Stitch and live-action fucking Aladdin and all these things, they sound cool on paper, but a lot of the beauty of animation comes from the expressionism, the creativity, and the ability to stretch the laws of physics a bit more in the possibility of what you can actually draw and the ideas that you can get out. And this is why I'm an advocate for saying that Star Wars animated shows will even if they're like shitty, will always be better than the newest live action Star Wars that come out. Exactly. Live action adaptations of animated things is dumb because there's a point in which how can you say it's live action if you're just doing CGI, which is just 3D animation in a higher definition? Like it. Ah, er. Yeah, they just want to. They just want to milk all of the things that they've created completely dry. Okay, Disney's Encanto, I think, was the last good animated movie that they have come out with. And then after Encanto, maybe even Raya and the Last Dragon, but I think that's not Disney, but I don't know. Those are the last 2 good animated things that they've come out with. Maybe Soul. Soul's kind of up there, but just as soon as they started dumping out all of these live action movies, it just feels like they've lost. Inside Out. Okay, the first Inside Out, I haven't seen the second one. You're correct. I completely forgot Inside Out was a thing. Those 3 good movies. I've watched Raya like 4 or 5 times. It's beautiful. It's actually made me laugh. It's touching. It's heartfelt. It's a good story. You know, the world building was cool. The whole world looking like a fucking dragon, and the different cultures based on the different parts of the world. Really good. Soul is the type of or no, sorry, Soul. Raya and the Last Dragon is a type of world that I want to see in Kingdom Hearts 4. 7. 7. What is that? Hold on. Yeah, I was about to say, it's like an action movie, isn't it? No, it's a crime and horror movie. I don't know, I've never seen it. I'm gonna have to watch that. Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, Kevin Spacey, Gwyneth Paltrow. Damn. Maybe I have seen this movie once before. I might have to take a look at that. This game, I love it. My only issue is there needs to be a setting that actually turns on a fog layer that is very reminiscent of the Nintendo 64's render distance. Best animated movie though, Shrek. Yeah, I'd be quoting Shrek every day. More like Donkey. Blue flowers, red thorns, bro. Oh yeah, absolutely. How did you all feel about Skeleton Crew, the Star Wars show? Wreck-It Ralph, really fucking good. I like the first one more than I like the second one. The song When Can I See You Again? Oof. Driving through the city at night listening to that song with the rain going was very surreal. It's Skeleton Crew, its concept is amazing, its world building is great, but because it's based on children going about space, they really had to put a limit on all of the violence and action that could have occurred in a pirate themed setting. Dude, I haven't even seen Acolyte yet. I just did not want to watch it. So bad. Yeah. One of my buddies tried to give me a quiz about Star Wars the other day. He's like, let's see how much of a fucking Star Wars nerd you actually are. And then started asking me questions that were related to Acolyte. And I was like, I can't answer those, dude. He's like, you're not a true Star Wars fan, then? I'm like, no, that's just some bullshit. And you're trying to make me step in it. I'm not doing that.
You'll not find a better deal anywhere, I think, huh? They come here, they look around, they no buy. Why nobody buy?
Why nobody buy? Shut the fuck up. Wait, where is he?
Outlanders, they
Where is
come
he?
here, how do they
Oh,
find
he's not
me?
in here.
They come here, they mess up my store. Hey!
Where is it? Hold on. No, 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 no. Is it in free play? I think it's in free play. Hold on. No, it's not in free play. How do I do that? Where is it? Maybe it is tournament. You can turn the camera, and sometimes you can see Qui-Gon Jinn in his very 2D Nintendo 64 pixelated space, polygonal space, and his face is just so distorted, and it's the most hilarious shit that I've ever seen. There's a Jawa there. Alright. That's always going to be loud. Yeah, I'd say give Skeleton Crew a shot. The feds are onto us. Yeah. The FBI guy's like, you're talking too much. No, I streamed most of Star Wars Outlaws, and I got all the way up to the point where literally the end of the game, and then I just never went back to finish the stream. So if there was a demand to see the last part of the game, I'll go back and do it, but I currently don't have it downloaded on my PlayStation. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it. My expectation is that the character that I love most is gonna die, and I'm gonna be sad, and I'm not gonna want to play it anymore. That was the 7th death? FBI, open up. Okay. One more Star Wars question, and then we can talk about anything else. They fly now? They fly now. Who's your most favorite character in all of Star Wars, and who's your least favorite character in all of Star Wars? Wait. If we're talking about Star Wars quotes, I want to talk about my new tattoo that I just got. It's it's the symbol of the Grand Order of the Republic. Wait, Grand Army of the Republic. Okay. But the internal circle is one side of it is black, whereas the other side of it is white. And on the black part, it has the Death Star 2 symbol on it. Okay. Then I have in Orabesh, on the outer ring, 2 quotes. The first quote is, "A brother in arms is a brother for life," which is from the cadet episode in the Clone Wars animated series. Okay. And then on the other side, it says, "Good soldiers follow orders." Oof. I love this tattoo. It's on my left, is that forearm? Yeah, left forearm. And it's sad because, Yeah. I went and designed it and colored it in and had to take every character of Orabesh piece by piece and put it on. And then I sent it to my tattoo guy, and then he touched it up a little bit, and we went and did it. And I watched the entirety of Tales of the Underworld while I got it done. Can I post pictures on this? Technically, I could post it um on my actual posts, can't I? Yes, I can. Haha! If you want to see it, I'm going to. No, I don't want to fucking use AI. Stop. Hold on. It's probably gonna end up being upside down. No. Hold on. Shit. Guess I can take a picture of it upside down and then flip the image, huh? Give me half a second. Edit. Flip. No, not that way. Flip that way. Nope, not that way. Come on. Just rotate it. There we go. Actually, discard that. I could just post the actual, the stencil that I used, or that I made. Here you go. Alright. I put it as a post on my YouTube channel, so it should show up in a minute. Originally, it was going to be in blue and white, but I decided to make it black and white instead for aesthetic purposes, because all my other tattoos are black. Okay. And if you look closely between the two quotes, you can see Vader 101. Yep, Rex is my favorite. Least favorite's Rey, Rose, purple hair lady. The mods, yep, Book of Boba Fett. Martez is Sid from Bad Batch. Yes, Sid's fucking annoying. Reva from Obi-Wan. Yep. And advice on tattoos. The best advice I could give you is make sure it's meaningful. And if it's not gonna be meaningful, make sure it's fucking hilarious. My least favorite characters in Star Wars. I don't know. I feel like C-3PO has always been overhyped. C-3PO is fucking annoying. Rey. Not the actress Rey, but just everything about Rey. Cody, Commander Cody, yep. Rex is definitely better than Cody. Will always be better than Cody, in my opinion.
It's a new Blackbringer.
Oh, it was good, yeah. Now, my top 2 favorite characters is gonna have to be Darth Vader and Ahsoka. Hands down. The way that she gets humbled in like less than 4 episodes. The shit she goes through, the shit that they represent for each other. And Rex is the bridge between them, so it's like... Fox. Yoda and Obi-Wan. Watch the Lego Star Wars movies? What? No. I played the first and second Lego Star Wars games that came out in like 2003. I don't know how I feel about the newest Lego Star Wars games. Are those movies on Disney Plus? I might go and watch those too.
The fastest pod racer in the galaxy. Edie Endicott.
Okay, favorite separatist droid.
Only the best parts you find here in my shop, huh?
Or just favorite droid in general, honestly. You all asked me that question, but I never asked you guys. B1 battle droids. Yeah. Grievous, best answer. Nice. Honestly, fucking Droidica or the assassin droids. Those two together. Oof. You get the smoke cloud from the assassin droids and the Droidicas rolling up, jumping out of the smoke, deploying, activating their shield, and then the iconic... Ugh. Oof. Gun blasts. Magna Guards are awesome. I wish the Magna Guards in Battlefront 2 2005 were much better than what they were Instead of their gun that you could just lock on and shoot from afar and have a tiny little recon droid, they should have had, like, actual melee capabilities. And Magna Guards were threatening. Cut them in half and they still walked around. Alright. Do y'all like Darth Maul pre-Robo Legs or post-Robo Legs? Like, post-Robo Legs, absolutely. Oh yeah. I enjoy how they explain Darth Maul surviving on the dark side of the Force, leading through pure hatred off of one specific person. Like, he hated Kenobi so much that he just refused to die. As opposed to Lord Sidious, who, oh, I survived. Like, bitch, you survived 2 explosions of the Death Star, an entire other whole ass new war. You made clones. You just go fuck yourself. Bad storytelling. Darth Maul is oof. Wonderful. And Sam Witwer's voice acting for Darth Maul. Beautiful. Right, at least that was the magic of it, was that Darth Maul's story was so outright bizarre and near unbelievable, but at the same time it made more sense canonically than Palpatine's return. Like, I survived. I'm somehow back. I'm not gonna explain anything. It was just, you could tell they tried to justify the return of what was a very awesome character and a beloved character that I got literal goosebumps watching when I first watched it. Like, shit, dude. Filoni and George cooking, and yes, yes. And I have not once ever played Fortnite and refused to do so. So, like, it's just some type of story I'm not ever gonna hear. What do I mean? Oh. That's not what I mean. Why did I do that? Why am I this far back? Was. Just like how Apex was. Apex Legends was great the first few seasons. I think season 3, the end of season 3 is when I stopped playing Apex and recently got back into it. I played a little bit of season 14 when Arenas came out and stopped playing because they removed Arenas. Bro, Apex Legends came out, I think, on the release of season 2. Either season 2 or season 3 of Stranger Things. And it's just nostalgia right there. I don't know. I've been having some good fun with the most recent season that came out. because they've released arenas again. But stepping away from Apex, yeah, Fortnite releasing a lot of the information before episode 9 came out. They got more lore than the sequels. Don't they have a Darth Vader like AI walking around that can help people out or some shit? Or like you can get on your team? Cash grab. Yeah. Bro. Ghost of Tsushima. If you have a PlayStation, give it a chance. Wow. What time is it? 4:30 in the morning. Which I should probably go to sleep here soon. I got stuff I have to do tomorrow. We just gotta thug it out. This is true. I'd do that if I was working tomorrow, but I'm not. I'm gonna be hanging out with some friends, and I don't want to fall asleep on my friends. Oh yeah, and it's also Father's Day tomorrow. Imagine working. Bro, I used to think like that too. I was never gonna get a job. I was never gonna work for the man. I was never gonna be taken advantage of. But now it's like, bro, I can eat food. You know what I mean? I could pay for my Wi-Fi. I can exist. I don't have to feel stuck. It's nice. Oh shit, happy birthday. Right. I always I've always lived it's not necessarily the most effective motto to live by, but it's something that I hold on to dearly is choose a line of job that is going to bring you peace instead of make you sacrifice the things you enjoy or the person you enjoy being for the sake of other people. Nah, you're good. You don't gotta go about detail. But I'm gonna finish up this race and I'm going to also log off. I wanted to be an animator for Star Wars content. That's what I wanted to do. I did not end up doing that. I got disappointed with Disney and decided, nah, I'm gonna go and do a different fucking occupation. So fuck that shit. Hell yeah. I might do that as well. Put some Star Wars on and draw till I pass the fuck out. That's what I wanted to do, man. Live somewhat comfortably. Yeah, exactly. Live to live, don't live to survive. Shit. Fuck.
It's a new lap record.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, tune in anytime. We'll talk more about Star Wars or world events or whatever. You have a good one. Good luck on your art. And may the Force be with you. Oof. The feels. Might watch that again. Whew. It's a new lap record. Alright. With that note, I'm ending the stream. Y'all have a good night. If you made it this far, congratulations. I don't know. Here's a participation sticker. I don't know. But peace.